Listen, welcome to the Demi Newton podcast. And we just want to give a quick shout out to our viewership, all our YouTube listeners, Spotify, all our likes. We really appreciate it, every one of you, even though we don't know all of you, but it's still blessed. But tell me, Newton,
Yeah.
how's your week? How's your day?
My day. We can start with that. So you invited me to church.
Didn't show up.
Yeah, I know. God's looking down on me right now, and he's not too happy. But I might read a Bible verse after this. But what did I do this week? I just chilled with my girl. No,
So productive.
I'm just a married man.
A married man, that's so crazy. But we'll get into all that later because we got some heat topics coming up.
Yeah,
that you
hold
have a
on
lot of
though.
experience
What
with.
did you do? You're just not gonna exclude the question to yourself.
I mean, shit, I do what I do every week. I trained, I didn't study, and I edited a lot of videos, which will be coming out on my Instagram eventually this week.
Okay, so nigga's gonna plug himself.
Yeah, I mean,
I see
shit,
you.
visuals by Demi. If you ever want to just like look at nice pictures,
Forgot
cool
the
videos.
underscore though.
Got it, yeah, visuals by Demi underscore.
There
I don't
you
even know
go.
my own at.
Lame
That's
ass
so
name.
crazy. But a lot of things happened this week for music, though. We got a new song by a Winnipeg rapper, HBK, Heartbreaking. What are we saying about that?
Hey, I put the song on, and you could just instantly just feel this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Pause. He came on the beat, and I'm gonna admit I don't really feel the first verse, but like I could like relate to that first verse, what he was saying, and then went into the second verse, and it's over. I didn't get the LSU, but didn't get the accomplishments. I deserve the scholarships. Come on, man. That shit
Yeah.
fire.
Feeling that bag. I mean, I liked it for the most part. I mean, the first verse is like, it's all right. I get that he's like telling a story and whatnot. It actually has like a nice feel to it. I mean, but it's produced by, the one and only Pascal Beats. So
Oh,
that's probably a huge reason why it sounded so good. But I'll give it to him. It's better than a lot of her songs by Winnipeg rappers.
way
He
better.
has the advantage of Pascal in his corner. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever.
You hear the little woman in the back?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
It's the details.
That's some Kanye West shit right there.
What would you rate the song out of 10?
Out of 10? Okay, just because I didn't like the first verse that much, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. Right? What did I give the Drake song last week?
Like a 6.5, I think.
Dang. In that case, I'll give this song like a 6. I'll give it a 6. What about you? What are you thinking?
I'd say a 6 is pretty fair. Like, I don't want to say like a 5 because like it's definitely above average, but like nothing amazing. There wasn't like some crazy lyricism in there,
Yeah.
but
It's
it's all
just like
song.
song for the soul. Like he was just speaking from his heart.
You know who also speaking from his heart? Mac Miller.
Oh no. That album he dropped, eh?
Has me in tears.
It
still
does.
has me in tears.
Good news. Holy.
The entire thing is just like it's just a beautiful artwork. It's like a masterpiece. We're
Yeah.
never gonna hear Mac again.
The way they dropped that album, I like appreciated the way they dropped it more than the way they dropped the X album. Cause I was looking at how they dropped the X album and it just felt like they were trying to like exploit him or something.
Money grab.
Yeah. And then Mac Miller dropped this album after the Instagram post, his family obviously. And it just felt like wholesome. And I felt wholesomeness while listening to that album. Like I just felt full.
I mean, I feel that it's very beautiful and it's like you feel good listening to it. Not that, oh yeah, they're just trying to make a big bag off this.
Yeah.
Like they want us to have it because like they understand.
Doesn't
how
feel
much we
rushed
love
at
Mac.
all.
exactly.
It just
And
it feels
it
like it's
actually kind of
music.
sounded finished too.
Yeah, it
Which
feels like
is
music that was like cohesive. Like the song, yeah, the songs that came after the next songs just felt like
they
they
all
were meant
flow
to be.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really
Feel
enjoyed
that.
that.
You know what we didn't enjoy though?
Oh,
No one enjoyed that Eminem album.
niggas about to get mad for that
I
one.
don't care if it did numbers. We all know who those numbers are coming from. We're not gonna say it,
Kyle's.
but we all know that they drink Monster and punch holes in drywall.
The Osiris high top shoes.
But we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the artist Eminem. I'm sorry, but he needs to quit. He needs to retire. Actually retire.
He needs to put the pen down. Listen to MGK.
Exactly. Like you can't sound the same for like what 2 decades or some shit.
And you can sound the same for 2 decades and still be at the top. Like people are brainwashed. Like the way sound and music has evolved
So much.
over the years, and for him to still be rapping like that
The exact same flow, the exact
and
same
it
type
still
of beat.
sells.
It's so crazy. 'Cause,
What?
like it's just like they just remember the old days, I guess. Cause like if you took an Eminem song from this recent album and then some stuff that you listened to in elementary, they could be on the same album and you wouldn't even know it's like a decade apart.
Facts. Like I don't see no like growth in his music.
Exactly.
It just feels like he's rapping the same way, and you white boys out there letting him
Not
get
that.
away with it. I'm sitting down having conversation with y'all niggas, and I'm hearing him being put in top fives. I'm sorry.
Top five, top five. It's because like as soon as you hear this man's rap fast, they're like, "Oh my god, he's the greatest." No one's touching him. Do you see his numbers?
What does rapping like? What does rapping fast have to do with how good you are? Like, you don't hear people saying Timbaland and Busta Rhymes.
Oh yeah, no one's putting Busta Rhymes in the top five.
Like he's good,
he
but
raps
like
like
he's
crazy.
not a top five quality rapper. Like the only reason why Eminem is so big in today's rap game or rap game back then was first of all, Dr. Dre saw an opportunity and he took advantage of it. He's like, there's this white boy from Detroit who can rap. Yeah, Eminem can rap. And he just milked that for like 20 years. He just milked that into like 6 albums. And he said, I'm gonna you keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna sell the Beats headphones. I'm gonna get 1 billion. You sell 300 first week. Just know who did that for you though. And then he left.
That's so crazy.
And this nigga Eminem is like,
I bet.
he's like, what do I do? Like,
He's like that SpongeBob meme. He just or Mr. Krabs.
yeah, he's like, well, I mean, I'm still making money. All them white boys are still buying my
Man, they
albums.
love him.
Let me just keep rapping like I do.
But what if like Mac Miller came before him or like MGK, even though he's not like as much of a rapper anymore?
Yeah.
Like if you had any other white rapper that is big now but switch spots with Eminem, are they gonna be as big as him? Is it like is he the one that brought all the white boys into rap? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So here's what I think. Any white boy who can spit, if you put him in Eminem's shoes back in the day, he's taking off. Like I don't care if he has MGK's type of musical ability. I don't care if he has Mac Miller's type of ability. I don't care if he has Malcolm Moore's.
Oh my god.
I don't care if it's Malcolm Moore. If you put him in the same place Eminem was put, he's selling those records. He's just because his skin is his color. He's selling those records. That's the only reason. Like, you gotta thank Eminem too, at some point, because he brought more ears to to the rap scene.
Yeah, like you can't deny his influence.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can't just be a blind witness to his great run. Mac Miller, MGK,
Yeah.
who else raps?
Macklemore,
G-Eazy.
G-Eazy.
What's his name? He made that song with Big Sean. All right.
Logic. Damn, we really forgot Logic. I mean, he's biracial though. Can't forget that.
Yeah, biracial. If you didn't see that, I'm doing an air quotation. I know no one can see me doing this, but
He is biracial.
Biracial.
Tells us in every song.
But I would take those 4 rappers right now. I'm not talking about Eminem back in the day where he made Love the Way You Lie and all those songs. No, I'm talking about right now. I'll take all 4 of them. I'll put their songs on before I touch an Eminem's album.
To be honest with you, I actually didn't even know he was dropping an album until just randomly one of my coworkers was like, "Have you heard the new Eminem album?" I'm like, "What? This nigga is still trying to do this shit?"
Yeah, I was surprised. Apparently, it was a surprise album. There was no press tour. There was no announcements. There was no nothing. Like, he just dropped,
and he still does 300K. All right, man, must be nice.
He's just different, I guess.
Built different, but you know who else is built different? Joe Burrow. As we segue into our sideline thoughts, recently, about a week ago, we just had the college football championship game. And our guy, Joe Burrow, he's a dog.
Hey, man, don't say our guy, bro.
Listen, all the people who know good quarterbacks, that's what I'm saying, our guy. He's the best quarterback LSU has ever seen. And he's the best possibly the best quarterback in college football history, at least top 5. And there's just no denying that. You take LSU from like a year before Joe Burrow got there, they're okay. Bama slaps them in the Iron Bowl, and then you take them this year with Juggler Joe, and then they take down Alabama.
But. Who were his supporting cast?
It doesn't matter.
So you're telling me we put Joe Burrow on Oklahoma and he makes the same impact that he made this year?
Are you kidding? Oklahoma, and they're also air raid offense?
They're air raid offense, but they need quarterbacks who can spice it up a little. Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, my boy Jalen Hurts.
The only thing in between or connecting all those is the running. And Joe Burrow can run just as good as them, except for like obviously like Kyler or Jalen. Like Joe Burrow is still a rushing threat. Because that's why freaking Clemson had a spy on him all game, basically. But it still didn't work.
I got 4 names to say to you. Jamar Chase, Thaddeus Moss, Derek Stingley, and Travis Etienne.
So you're telling me without his supporting cast, he wouldn't be one of the greatest LSU quarterbacks?
Without his supporting cast, Joe Burrow would not throw 60 touchdowns this year. He wouldn't even come close to 60 touchdowns.
But you can't talk about supporting cast when we're talking about like the top teams in the nation because they all have good offenses.
Not all the time.
So, or we're gonna say Trevor Lawrence, like last year beating Bama in the championship, completely irrelevant because of his supporting cast. He's not good.
That was a good matchup, though.
What do you mean?
It was Alabama who had all those NFL prospects on their defense versus Clemson, who had
Oh my! You're gonna tell me that Clemson doesn't match up with Alabama?
They do
Okay.
on the defensive side because they had the superstar D linemen. All of them were all studs.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at that receiving core,
T.
only
Higgins.
one guy stands out to me. And they have a good running back. I'll give them that. Okay, I won't just call him good. They have one of the best running backs in the nation.
Yeah, there you go.
Trevor Lawrence is good. But that offensive line that they play with, they're not tested. They just play in the AC. Come on, man. The ACC? They're not ready for a Bama type of, they're not ready for the SEC. They're not ready for those niggas who play on the on the good side of the conferences.
So you're telling me because their offensive line isn't ready for the SEC,
Yeah.
that we can't use the same argument against Trevor Lawrence that you would against Joe Burrow?
Yeah. Because come on. Did you see him against Ohio? Zoom, he's out of here. And then he played against LSU and he had a decent first half. Can we give that to him?
I mean, there's a lot of overthrows, but go on.
There was a lot of overthrows in the whole game. But he's 20 years old. He got a lot of time to learn. He got lots of time to learn.
Listen, but Joe Burrow is still one of the greatest quarterbacks we've seen in college football. LSU is one of the greatest teams we've seen in college football. And Trevor Lawrence is not as good as everyone thinks. He had an amazing game against Alabama. And then when he was really tested, Ohio State, he was tested.
And what he do there?
He was really tested,
what he do there?
He got a dub coming back, but when he was really tested, he couldn't do it. He had all those overthrows. When he burst DBU, when his receivers are getting clamped.
Ohio is a DBU too. What? And he still dubbed them up.
LSU show that they're the real DBU though, because his receivers didn't have 5 yards of separation like he's used to, so he couldn't fit it in all those small holes, or the amount of pressure he was getting, he couldn't pass the ball accurately. That's why he was overthrowing niggas all the time. Like, come on.
Okay, so I'll give him the fault on the overthrows, but he's not gonna take all the blame for that.
I mean, he's not.
Pressure all the time. His receivers weren't getting open.
What?
Trevor Lawrence is just my guy.
But okay, so like we're talking about how he's, or like in the NFL, people will be like, yeah, you're gonna be pressured all the time and all that. And people have been saying since his freshman year that Trevor Lawrence is ready for the NFL right now. But like if he actually went to the NFL right now, he wouldn't be doing this. Like he would be, I don't want to call him a bust, but he would not be putting up the numbers people would expect him to. Like, he's not like Deshaun Watson.
Okay. But it depends what situation he goes into.
Exactly, because you're talking about like his O-line. So if he's like a first round or first overall pick, the team obviously isn't that great.
Yeah.
But like, imagine this year if he was entering the draft and then he went to who has the first pick again?
The Bengals.
The Bengals.
He'd probably be a bust. I won't lie to you. He'd probably be a bust.
Like, I'm taking Joe Burrow in that situation over taking T-Law.
But like, that's all. Come on. Joe Burrow is like 23. Trevor Lawrence is 20.
But
he
people
got years
have been
to learn.
saying that he's ready for the NFL. If you're ready for the NFL, it doesn't matter what age you are.
I mean, you could be ready for the NFL, but still be ready to sit on the bench and learn.
You have a point. But at the same time, you'd be coming out as a starter if you're the first overall pick. You'd be expected to be the starter.
What pick was Patrick Mahomes picked up?
I think it was like 12th or something. It was not high. And then he like sat for
a year. All right. I don't know if back to Joe Burrow. I don't know if he shouldn't be ever looked at one of the best quarterback in college. He shouldn't even be looked at one of the best college football.
The most touchdowns.
Okay. Look at who he had
Regular
again.
season stats. Come on. Bro, this dude is passing for 5,000 yards.
So
Like 5.6, almost 6,000 yards. Like, yeah, his supporting cast is good, but he's getting the ball there consistently. 76% completion rate. Like, niggas still drop balls, but he's getting into their hands.
my boy in the light blue jersey, who played for Auburn, Cam Newton has something to say about that. He had, let me get this straight to you. He has currently in the NFL right now 2 players who are in the NFL right now who was on that offense. So Cam Newton was throwing to a bunch of bums. He was throwing. I'm sorry to all those guys he was throwing to, but you guys are bums compared to Cam Newton and the rest of the NFL. He rushed for like 1,421 touchdowns. He threw for another 3,024 touchdowns, and he won the national championship. Cam Newton is the greatest quarterback in college football history.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. That is a hot take and a half. Well, it's not a hot take because you could definitely argue for it, but that's just
You don't agree?
wow.
Who are you taking over? Vince Young?
Listen,
Tim Tebow?
right now, I don't want to sound too crazy or hot, but I might fuck around and take Joe Burrow.
You can't. You gotta be kidding me.
Because obviously they didn't have the same kind of like playoff system back then.
Yeah.
But this dude beat like the preseason top 4 teams on his way to winning the championship. That's so crazy.
And he had Jamar Chase and the best defense in college football.
I don't know if they're the best defense in college football. LSU is pretty sketchy sometimes, but he still led the team. Like, he's a gunslinger. Like, I just don't even know what to tell you, man.
We have a lot of cases of quarterbacks having good players around them, going to the NFL and being a bust. First name that comes to mind, Jameis Winston.
All right. Well, we're talking about the college era here. We're not talking about the NFL, but James Winston is just cheeks. Well,
He's cheeks now. He was the man back in college.
That's true, but
Throwing to Kelvin Benjamin. He's like 6'6".
Kelvin Benjamin's a bust.
They're both busts. Throwing up to him, he was mossing kids back in college, and he had great talent around him, and they won.
I never would have talked about Jameis Winston for best quarterback in college football, though.
You wouldn't?
No, I mean they did have that like 12-0 perfect season or whatever it was, but
So did
still,
Auburn.
no. But if we're talking about supporting cast,
Yeah.
I don't want to hate on my guys, but with arguably the best receiving core college football might have ever seen,
Yeah.
Alabama still did not win a national championship with Tua as quarterback.
That's easy.
When we had,
Who was hurt? He's been hurt this whole season.
I mean, last year too, we got blown out in the championship when we had so many weapons.
So why he got blown out?
I'm not gonna hate on my man, so I'm not gonna answer that.
My boy T Law gunslinging. Tua is better than Joe Burrow. I feel
So
like
why wouldn't he be able to win a national championship with all his supporting cast that he has that's so elite?
yeah, but he was hurt. You know how many times I watched Tua get carted off this season?
I mean, that's a good point, I guess.
Literally left the season up to Mac Jones.
What about last season? He was a little bit
He was
hurt,
a little hurt.
but like
At times.
he could still throw.
Yeah, if you're out there, you gotta play. Okay, so I see what you're saying. And I guess you're right. Supporting cast matters, but you gotta be at least
You gotta be built different.
you gotta be built different to break all those records. I know what you're saying.
Exactly.
But what I'm also saying, I don't care that Tua didn't do anything with his talent because football is a game. Sometimes it's a game of luck. It's a game of chances. Maybe this season LSU had more things go their way than maybe Tua did last year or Tua did this year. You have a healthy quarterback playing almost every snap this season, throwing 5 touchdowns a game to Jamar Chase and Moss. Come on, you can't be serious. You can't be sitting here telling me Joe Burrow,
the greatest quarterback in LSU history.
Okay, sure. Because the other great quarterback is Jamarcus Russell, and he didn't really do anything special. You know what's crazy? I don't know how Jamarcus Russell was selected as the number 1 pick. I like that's the crazy part.
Listen, it's the same way Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston went top 2. Look at them now. So dumb.
That's so crazy that Ryan Tannehill just came in out of nowhere and was like, "Whoa, your job looks kind of tasty. Might have to take that from you, bro."
Oh my god!
Took him all the way to the playoffs, to 1 game away from the Super Bowl. Yeah, they met the Dogs out of Kansas.
But with Joe Burrow going to go get his bag in the NFL, people who are now starting to almost get a bag, WNBA players.
Oh yeah,
the new CBA where they actually get livable money. I mean, they got livable money before, but now
they got a decent amount.
They're getting paid more fairly, and they have a better percentage of the max revenue in the league. 50-50 split, just like the NBA.
Yeah, they went from 70-30 at times, because sometimes the more elite players in the league got more money. They went from 70-30 to 50-50.
What are you saying about this?
Before, I wasn't really educated about this topic. So whenever I saw post on Twitter or Instagram, I'm always like, what are they even talking about? You really want to get paid the same as men, but you don't even. No one watches your games. Like, no one buys your jerseys. There might be people who buy your jerseys. Okay. Low percentage of people buy your jerseys. You don't sell the same amount of shoes as this guys in the NBA do. Your ticket sales are definitely not close to the NBA standards. And no one's watching you on TV. I'm happy that they got this new CBA deal where they get the 50-50 split. They get the hotel to themselves. They get paid on maternity leave. But I don't think it's really sustainable.
Exactly. That's the first thing that I thought. Like, it's great that they're getting more money because, like, obviously, pro athletes take a lot of beatings and whatnot. You want to be paid accordingly. Yeah. You see this NBA players getting huge bags, 10-figure contracts for sitting on the bench. But at the same time, how long is the league going to be able to do it? Because, like you said, the league doesn't make that much money. Like, obviously, it's a league, so it makes a decent amount of money, but it's nothing compared to like the NBA, NFL. Like, you're making maybe like a quarter of the revenue that the NBA makes. So of course they're gonna be able to give their players that big bag on top of like all their sponsorships and stuff. But if you want the league to prosper, sometimes you have to take like a pay cut, like Tom Brady with the Patriots. not this year, but like I feel like it's gonna be tough for the league to keep it up unless the people that are been talking about it actually start supporting the WNBA. Then it can slowly but surely grow to maybe what the NBA is today.
Yeah, all you females, all you niggas who repost all those Instagram things to your stories supporting WNBA. How about y'all turn on the game? How about y'all
Buy some jerseys.
Buy some jerseys and buy like sneakers for your niece or your sister. Why don't you stream their games on your phone instead of going on the internet showing all this support you have for the WNBA, but you're not really doing anything about it. Also there's other things that got added that's not really money wise, but it's more about respect and treatment, like how the WNBA players always play all these back-to-back games, and the NBA actually has rules against how many back-to-back games teams are allowed to play. So apparently the WNBA finally put rules and restrictions about back-to-back games because most of their league after their season's done, they go out of the country to play in Europe. So like the wear and tear with playing basketball all year round, I'm happy that got added because it's just more respectable. Like it feels like people are actually listening to them. But we are talking about this before we started recording. How we can compare the situation in the WNBA to what's happening in the CFL, because players in the CFL obviously get paid way less.
Unless you're a top quarterback, you're not making over 100K.
Who's the top quarterback in the CFL? I don't even know what Chris Metron. That one?
What's the Bo Levi Mitchell?
Oh yeah, that guy. Unless you're Bo Levi Mitchell. Unless you're Chris Merchant, you're not getting paid top dollars. And it's kind of understandable why. That's why when this whole thing with the WNBA was going on, before they got the deal, I kind of understood why it was happening. You don't get that much views from viewership from the CFL or the WNBA. I feel like they sell a decent amount of jerseys. Like
the CFL or
the CFL. I feel like they sell these more jerseys than the WNBA. But ticket sales and all that is it's literally just like a carbon copy of what's happening in the WNBA.
Unless it's playoffs. But yeah.
I'm like, who's really like I haven't heard anything about the CFL like players complaining, and I haven't really heard about
not getting the bag, yeah.
Wanting more of a bag.
Because it kind of just makes sense. It's like rookie contracts are like $60K
over like 3 years or something like that.
Like they're not comparing themselves to the NFL, being like these niggas are getting $1 million off a signing bonus, and then we're out here struggling as grown men, like because they know the NFL obviously has way more revenue and obviously more fans because the states are just
crazy
massive.
For football, nuts, and they have like 200 million more people.
They have like 300 million. Shit's fucked.
Really?
Yeah, because they have like 365, and then we're at 36.
Is it like San Diego that has more people than the whole of Canada, or is that LA?
I have no clue. Probably LA.
LA. That's just crazy. The whole of Canada?
Or I guess California. I don't know
what. That just sounds crowded.
I mean, yeah.
I don't even leave the house to go to clubs. Imagine just trying to like step outside, go to the beach. You have no space to put.
That's why you always see all those traffic pictures, just all like jammed up down the freeway, 6 lanes, still mess.
Apparently, it takes longer to drive 6 blocks than to walk 6 blocks.
Exactly. That's insane. That's like the same thing in London too. It's just disgusting.
Think Toronto's getting there anytime soon?
I don't think so, because like Toronto has I think like 2 million residents, and then they have like 2 million that like commute into Toronto for work from like the greater area.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of congested, but nothing close to like New York or any of those big cities.
True. So we just gave you a geography lesson we're gonna move away from that now.
I mean, all right. We could see that our WNBA girls are struggling, but their lives are getting better.
Yeah.
But you know who is struggling and our lives are not getting that much better? Us student athletes.
Oh yeah. I could really go off on this, but
we're not talking about you NCAA D1 players who get chargers and trucks for committing to a team under the table.
you get all this free bag, but I'm not a snitch.
Yeah, we're not stitches. Stitches get stitches.
I mean, you might be able to just buy that yourself. I don't know, but it's kind of
yeah, with the $1,000 that they get every month.
Kind of suspicious.
Messed, but we're talking about our CIS athletes over here, particularly the ones in Manitoba. Out here, like, we remember all the memes from way back when, like 2 years ago or something, about student athletes. But like, it's just actually tough out here. It's tough being a student athlete. Like, I mean, I live at home, but it's still tough. And then compare that to someone who lives away from home, like Newton over here.
Yeah. It's like playing in the youth sports and all that is all a dream, because after high school, most people are not guaranteed to play football.
Which we are grateful.
Like, I'm grateful for that. I appreciate like the Bisons and all that. But it's a struggle, man.
Like, the daily life of a student athlete, it's basically a full-time job on top of school, like everyone always talks about. Like during the season, you'd go to class,
yeah,
and then you'd have a workout, then you have meetings, then you have practice. But we're basically spending our entire day on campus.
Sometimes you have a meeting after the practice.
Even that too, and it's just everything's just long for no reason. So it's basically like an 8-hour day on top of your school time. And then somehow you got to fit studying into all of that.
And like you said, it's a job that you're not getting paid for.
Exactly.
For me, since I live outside the city, I'm from BC. It feels like I'm paying to do a job. I moved over here just clueless about what university is all about and how my time in youth sports was going to be. And let me tell you, paying $4K a semester for residents is not fun. It's definitely not fun. So on top of that, you're paying for your food. You have to get a meal card, which is like $500 at like for a meal for a week. $500. You can get that for a month. So weekly, you get lunch, dinner, and breakfast.
That's kind of weird that you didn't say breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What the heck? Like,
oh damn, that is kind of weird. I didn't even realize that. But most of the time, I can't even have lunch, breakfast. Sit up again. I can't even have breakfast, lunch,
and
dinner because I'm at the stadium half the time.
Exactly.
And then it kind of feels like a slap in the face how you get offered a scholarship and it's only paying for like $2K. My first year, my classes only cost like $2,000. So I was paying $8K for living plus $100 for books.
Yeah, $100 for books. Good joke. At least $400.
At least, yeah. I mean, like $100 for each book.
Yeah, there you go. Makes more sense.
And then had to get a foods card.
They're crazy.
It felt like they were giving me $2K, and I was giving them like at least $10K.
Like, imagine the amount of hours that we spend doing football. Like, if we were just like working a job, like normal people.
And you're actually making money.
and I'd sore all the time. Yeah, that'd be nice.
But a job's not fun.
That's true.
Football is fun.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, if our team wasn't like as fun as maybe some teams, or like we didn't like vibe as much with some players,
Yeah.
that would be really tough. Because like I've heard a lot of players be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave, or I would have left if it wasn't for like how good or like how much bonding our team had."
Yeah. Coaches in football make or break your love for the sport.
100%.
Kind of sad. Like, there's a lot of cases where super talented kids stop playing a certain sport just because their coaches are dickheads. My boy, I'm not gonna say his name. He used to play at UBC, and he was a really good player, talented. He played there for 2 years, I think, and he was a starter for most of those years. And the head coach over there kept on pounding on him and kept on like not making football as fun as it felt in high school. Not that he didn't like the work or like the professionalism of how it goes. He just didn't like the coach as a person. And after like 2 or 3 years, he ended up like dropping out from UBC and going to college to play basketball.
Yeah, that's also another thing. You talked about the professionalism, that it really turns into like a business. Like everything's a business decision, but at the same time, on top of that, it's like all politics at the same time.
Yeah,
and it makes it tough.
A lot of people don't just,
because everyone likes talking about like, yeah, you just work hard, put in the work, and then you'll see something.
That's never how it is.
It's not the case at all.
You can put in as much work as you think you're putting in. You can come into a program in your position group, make the most progress. You can outwork someone, outrun someone, always show up for meetings, never late. Like, be the standard at what you do in the gym, in the meeting rooms, as term as respect, and in the term of being a good teammate. You could be the standard, and you don't get what you deserve. You can follow the steps of a coaches. You can follow their word to the last T of it. And at the end of the day, they're gonna pick politics over you. They're gonna pick
that guy from junior.
They're gonna pick they're gonna pick a older guy from junior over you just because why not? You know?
I still want you to develop somehow.
I lost this guy. Only one of them was a good player. The other two, I didn't really use them. But to fill that hole, I have like 3 or 4 more players who could fill that hole. But to fill that hole, let's go bring like 2 or 3 junior guys in there, and let's give them their role.
We're not talking about NCAA here where they recruit freshmen and then you just lose your job because like flat out skill. We're talking about like just bringing a guy in and them beating you out because they're older and have less eligibility, so you just want to see them prosper right now.
Yeah, and it's sickening out here, man. Like, I think I think about that a lot, and I just think like, is that just what you have to do to win, or is it just a personal decision of yours? You know.
What I've heard said to me a couple times was like, if I went to junior first and then went to CIS, like I'd be starting on whichever team, whatever name. But like, yeah, I guess that's just the wave that you have to go through first.
And that mentality is just kind of fucked up.
Because all these kids from high school are like, yeah, I'm committing right away. Like, it's dope. Like I'm going straight to uni, but
Yeah.
then they realize, it's not all fun and
It's
games.
not really all like I feel like if I was back in high school right now,
Probably go junior first.
and yeah, and if I knew myself, like let's say like I was just an OG to my younger self, I would have told myself there's
Nah,
no
bro.
rush here.
Yeah, exactly. There's no rush.
There's no
That's
rush.
a big thing.
University is always gonna be there, and they're always gonna need older guys at some point,
Especially in CIS.
especially in the Canada West. I feel like that's where you really see most of those junior guys go into and prosper the most. So why not just follow the same route?
Yeah, so advice for all you young student athletes. Just be patient.
Exactly.
patient.
You're young. You got all the time in the world. Time is on your side. You graduate high school at a maximum of 18 years old. I graduated high school when I was 17 because I have a late birthday, but max age unless you're dumb and you fail. That's on you. Maximum age you graduate is 18. You got time. You got 5 whole years. Go play club. Go play junior. Get better. Learn
Go
how to
have
play
fun.
against older guys. Learn how to maneuver in a locker room full of guys who are 3-4 years older than you. I just feel that's the better route to take.
All that being said, Sunday. So we have to talk about the NFL. But don't forget about all our student athlete struggles. Let's just leave that there. But we're in the middle of the playoffs. Well, not really. Closer to the end of the playoffs. So closer to the end of the year. And what comes at the end of the year, we talk about all those good awards.
Oh yeah.
And this is the rundown for awards that we have. We got the MVP, of course, Offensive Player MVP, Defensive Player MVP, Rookie of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year. Let's hear your list.
My list. I feel like a lot of people gonna be shocked about my list. Actually, not as shocked at some parts of this list, but mostly shocked. So at MVP, obviously, big trust. Woot woot. Come meet us down at the bank. Come on, man. Lamar Jackson. He's a straight stud. Without Lamar Jackson on the Ravens, they're not making it to the playoffs. They're not getting a first round bye. Lamar Jackson I can't even say that word.
Revolutionized.
What he said. The QB position. And he won 13 games doing that. Like, you knew Lamar Jackson was going to come into the game and run the ball. And he was going to run the ball down your throat, and there was nothing you were going to do about it.
It's crazy that you say that when we're talking about a quarterback, but not bad for a running back, though, eh?
Hey, he still threw for 3,000 yards. Don't forget about that. About 33 touchdowns. That's my MVP. Offensive Player of the Year. I have to give it to my white boy, CMC, Christian McCaffrey. He was 50 yards away from 2,000-yard all-purpose season, 28 touchdowns, and the Carolina Panthers go as Christian McCaffrey goes. Without Christian McCaffrey is just the best two-way player in the league.
And it's a two-way player.
As in catching and receiving.
Okay.
He surpassed Alvin Kamara for me. Where did Alvin Kamara go this year? I don't know. We're not on that right now. But I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he got lost or something. I don't know. He got eliminated from the playoffs or something. Defensive Player of the Year. I got to give it to TJ Watt. He had 14 sacks, He had eight
So he
forced
was like
fumbles,
8 forced fumbles.
and he had two interceptions.
Yeah.
Two interceptions, and he was playing rush. He was playing outside linebacker like Khalil Mack and Von Miller, and he put up those stats. And I'm not really hearing anyone talk about this year. Like, he just came in this year and he just flat out dominated. Got good genes. Offensive rookie of the year. I was gonna give this to Josh Jacobs, but I don't want to hear niggas say Bill Bama. So
Wait. First of all, are you doing offensive rookie of the year or rookie of the year?
I thought are we doing rookie of the year
I
playing?
mean, I only have one rookie, but like, just keep going.
You sure? Should I go
Bill
offensive
Bama.
and defensive?
No, you're cool. You're cool.
You good?
Yeah. But built Bama.
This nigga. I gotta go AJ Brown. He had 1,000 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns in his first season. That's AJ Green, Julio Jones type numbers in your first season. Usually receivers, they come in, they have to do a little kick return duty like Antonio Brown did. But he just came straight in. He's like, I'm the guy. Let's go. And he helped them go all the way to the AFC Championship game. Defensive rookie of the year. This probably the easiest choice. Nick Bosa. Especially for what he did against my Packers. He just went crazy. I remember the game where he had 3 sacks and 1 interception. He led the league in TFLs, 16 TFLs this season from a rookie. That's scary good. Hopefully, the defensive end this year coming out from Ohio brings the same productivity.
It's gonna be a bust.
We're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that for after the Super Bowl when we're talking about our mock drafts and whatever. And then we have comeback player of the year. I'm gonna give that one to Darren Waller. I don't know if anyone knows about this guy. Tight end, he had over 1,000 yards for the Raiders, and he was battling cancer, and he actually beat it. So that's a great story to me. So I'll give him my comeback player of the year. Let me hear what you got.
All right, time for the real list. The one that's actually accurate.
There then.
So for MVP, we have Christian McCaffrey.
This guy.
99 overall in Madden. Like, no one is touching Christian McCaffrey. I'm sorry. Like, without Christian McCaffrey, what are the Carolina Panthers? The MVP is the most valuable player. Like you already said, this dude catches and runs the ball. He has more receptions than a lot of receivers and a lot of more receiving yards. This dude's an all-around beast. Like, even if you're comparing with like Derrick Henry, I'm taking Christian McCaffrey over Derrick Henry, taking him over Le'Veon Bell. I love Bell, but I'm still taking Christian McCaffrey. Like any running back, I'm taking him over. And then for our offensive player, I have to say Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, it was between him and like Russell Wilson, but like I can't defend Russell Wilson's stats against Lamar Jackson's because he just the numbers don't lie.
Don't lie.
Okay?
Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't lie.
All right, but a lot of his touchdowns were just red zone passes for 5 yards. It's whatever though. But
Still
I'm
got
just
them,
let that go. But yeah, it's Lamar Jackson, offensive MVP, because those offensive numbers go crazy. We're not even talking about the rush yards yet. And then for defensive MVP, I have the most elite cornerback on the Patriots. I wouldn't say the league because that's a really hard argument. But Stephon Gilmore, or Stephen, I don't know how he pronounces it, but Stephon Gilmore, because yeah, he's a dog, and that's all I gotta say about that. I mean, besides the 6 interceptions, tied for first, but Whatever.
Three-way tie.
Rookie of the year. I'll go offensive rookie. DK Metcalf. Yes. At the start, I was like, I don't really know about this man's. But he's already setting records. So, like, I don't know what to tell you.
I remember when niggas were saying he's just a big guy. He can't run.
Yeah.
He can't juke anyone. He ended up going crazy this season.
Exactly. Like, there was this interview that he had, and he was like, you haven't seen a DK Metcalf before.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, we've seen you basically Megatron. But it's like, nah, but I run like a 4.4. So, this dude crazy.
Who did the Seahawks play in the playoffs? The Patriots?
I'm pretty sure they played the 49ers. Wait.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs. Let's find out.
Because I remember an important. This is when I knew DK Metcalf was the real deal. I was watching the Green Bay Seattle game, and Green Bay actually had their number one corner.
Well, they played the Packers in the divisional round.
Yeah, they had their number one corner, Jair Alexander. They had him covering DK Metcalf. Usually, your number one corner. Usually, this is not to Josh Norman, you fake ass cornerback, you zone corner ass nigga. Just stay over there. No one's talking to you. Usually, Foles is your number one receiver. Their number one receiver is Tyler Lockett, but Green Bay was like, not from what I saw this season. This rookie's kind of great. He's kind of special.
Yes, and that's why he's the offensive rookie of the year. He's great.
He earned my respect for sure. Yeah, I just didn't. His numbers compared to AJ Brown, I didn't really. But in the playoffs, though,
he went crazy. And then, I'll just agree with your rookie of the year for defense.
Yeah,
kind of filthy.
Undisputed right there.
Those Bosa brothers, like just
good genes.
Good genes, exactly. Just like the Watt brothers.
True.
But comeback player of the year.
Okay.
Talked about him on the last podcast.
Oh no, the porn man.
Our guy, not the porn man. Our guy Jimmy G. Say his name, Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a dog coming back from a torn ACL. He comes back and just brings the 49ers back to the glory. You would think they're in the Colin Kaepernick days. He came back and was like, I'm the real deal. I don't care if I'm dating a porn star or whatever that was. I'm the guy you need. He deserves. I said it last time. He deserves every dollar of that contract because he came back and said,
big contract,
this is real.
Man.
This is real. And as we speak, they're whooping the Packers right now.
Hey, we don't need to talk about that.
23-0, 28-0. So all I'm saying is he came back and decided this league is his. I mean, he has a good team around him.
Yeah.
But it's still, he's the comeback player of the year. And you can't tell me otherwise. I get this man beat cancer.
Yeah.
But this man came back from ACL.
Came back from all the criticism.
I'm going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just like that. The next coming of Tom Brady. That's all.
Hey, man, don't crown them champions just yet. It's just halftime.
Bro.
It's Aaron Rodgers for a reason.
All right. Maybe I just jinxed them. But still, I'm going to the Super Bowl since I already said it.
Yeah.
Well, this is fire. That's all I'm saying.
I like your list. The only thing I'll change right there is I'll probably swap back CMC with Lamar. But apart from that,
I can't give him. Well, it makes sense to have Lamar MVP, but I'm just a hater. Sorry.
This nigga's gonna admit that he's a hater.
Okay, well, like, I didn't see what I wanted to see, so I can't. I just can't give it all the way like that.
How did you not see? We already had this argument before, so
exactly.
We're not gonna have it again. So we're gonna go get into our social discussion for a week. Social structure.
Tell us about girls going through your phone.
Oh,
how does
no.
that make you feel?
Yo, I went through a simping phase.
Oh, wait. Let's set up the
scenario.
Yeah, the scenario. There we go.
I don't want to say too much because bitches be crazy. Bitches, they might be listening to this right now. I can't. I'm not trying to get killed, but in a relationship, if your girl is looking through your phone, or you're letting your girl look through your phone, that relationship is over. But before it even gets going.
Wait, pause. You said if you let your girl look through your phone, that relationship is over.
It's over. There's no point. If your girl comes up to you, this is what I've learned. I'm sounding like a hypocrite right now because I've done this. I've been in the simping shoes. I took those shoes off. If your girl asks you to show you your phone, and you show her, you're like, go ahead. You give her your password. She knows your password. She has her fingerprint on your phone. That relationship is done. You can't have a relationship if you don't have trust. That's
Amen.
How you build. Not even just a romantic relationship. That's how you build a relationship, period.
Any healthy relationship.
Yeah. You just got to trust, even on a football field. You just got to trust that your girl beside you, your teammate beside you, your business partner beside you, gonna make the right decision. And if you can't, if there's something, if you have trust issues, or there's something going on with you that you can't trust or be in that space to trust somebody who you love, then do you really love them?
Exactly. Like people talk about, oh yeah, let me see your stuff, and like if you have nothing to hide, it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
But I know for me, I don't even have anything on my phone except for random screenshots and memes and like my photography and videography stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel some type of way when I give someone my phone and it's like completely unlocked just for them to like look at a picture, and then I see them like swipe and then it's like on the home screen. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Whoa.
Exactly. Like I have nothing to hide. But like as a suspect.
Yeah, like a lot of times you have nothing to hide, but when someone's digging and looking for something, they're gonna find something. It doesn't matter. Something's gonna make you look a certain way. Like
context is everything.
Yeah. You could be the most loyal boyfriend, talk to no hoes, like literally no hoes. You could follow no bitches on Instagram.
The baby.
That's king shit right there. But she can scroll through your phone, click on, let's say you're having a conversation with one of your niggas and you're talking about a bitch he likes, and then you're like, yeah, she kind of cute. And your girl looks at that, she's like, hold on, who are you talking about? Right there.
It's over.
It's done. Like, that's an argument right there.
Like if you're looking for something to be mad at, of
you're
course
gonna
you're gonna
find
be
it.
mad.
And then you're gonna get mad at finding something that doesn't even mean anything.
So all we're saying is like, geez, have some trust. Don't ask to look through your man's phone, and don't think that's like a staple of your relationship. Like, oh yeah, my man lets me look through his phone. Like we're that tight or whatever.
We're that tight. We're that connected. We're
like, if anything, that just shows you're not connected and there's no trust, and that's just not the way.
And your man's, if you keep on asking him about his phone, always wanting to see his phone,
that's just annoying.
It's annoying. Plus, your man's is just gonna start hiding shit from you now, because he's gonna be like, oh shit, I'm in this group chat with my niggas. We send bitches all the time. Whenever I give her my phone, I'm just gonna delete that. He just lied to you. So now there's no trust. Niggas aligned in a relationship.
It just breeds toxicity.
Nothing good comes from always wanting to look at your partner's phone. It's just not healthy.
Like either you're gonna find something that you don't want to see, or you're gonna find nothing, and you're just gonna look like, oh, now you don't trust me. So that's just not good in any way.
Or you're gonna find something, and you're just gonna end up forgiving him anyways, and then he's gonna end up doing it over and over again, and you're gonna look dumb.
That took a turn.
But like that's facts though. All those bitches that be on Instagram, I know you posted with something about a relationship, about not a relationship. You're just posting about how you said actions speak louder than words.
Yes, 100%.
You told me about how bitches be relating so hard to that, and they post that on their story, and they like retweet it, and like they're like, yes, girl, actions do speak louder than words. And then they're with a nigga who just cheated on them like 3 times.
Oh, okay, wait. I think I know what you talk. It's like, yeah, they be talking about like how their man's is like a king.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, if it's something about like, yeah, your man's a king and the actions speak louder than words and all that stuff, but then like you're dating a nigga that's cheating on you and then you still take him back. And it's like, you know he's not loyal, but you're still with him even though his actions are different from like the love messages that he sends you and stuff.
Facts. That's what I want to figure out. Like, I wish I was a girl sometimes.
I'm cool.
No, like, don't you just want to like go through the thinking process of how they like forgive niggas and how they like move with niggas? Like, I want to understand
them.
What
they want to fix them.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a whole different thing.
That is a whole different thing. We're gonna get off that right now. We might continue this next episode. God damn, my Packers are getting spanked.
Good. What's the score?
27-0, and the running back Mozart has 3 touchdowns, 160 rushing yards.
What time is it in the game?
Like, they're in halftime right now.
So I said this last episode. I guess we're off the social structure.
Yeah.
But I said this last episode, Jimmy G is gonna game manage your way to the Super Bowl. And I swear, I hope I don't jinx them. But 27-0 at halftime, that's tough.
Bro, no, I'm tired of this, bro. Jimmy G's ass. I'm sorry. Jimmy G is not good. Like, he's a game manager. Like, I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not.
All right, we're not doing any of this. Thank you for tuning in to the DNA podcast, the Demi Newt podcast. We appreciate all the love and support that we've been getting, all the views. Keep running it up. Our social medias. Mine is, I spelled it wrong last time, actually. I forgot to put the by in the middle.
So, and you forgot to put it on the video.
Yeah, that's true. So it's Visuals by Demi, VISUALSBYDEMI_. And then yours.
And then you can catch me on Instagram. It's Hoodie Newt, HOODIE, and it's NEWT.
Damn, just like that.
Want to see sexy ass pictures?
All right, that's cap. I probably took half of them, but